Welcome to Haffbreedz podcast. We're not here to find your spirit animal. For all you people who don't want your spirit animal, sit back, relax, drink your Pepsi, eat your fry bread, and enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Haffbreedz podcast, your most favoriteest podcast in the whole wide world. Today we're going to talk about academia. Not just college, but the whole system, from schools on the res to border schools to big universities. Education is supposed to be about opportunity and growth. But for us as Indigenous people, we see misuse of funds, corruption, discrimination, and how available resources are distributed unevenly and contradict established policy. What we're noticing is that the very initiatives meant to keep students safe, like DEI programs, are being taken apart. Not in just universities, but in other places as well. In this episode, we're going to share our stories and expose the ways these institutions fail us, why Indigenous education feels like it was never built for us, and also talk about what we can do beyond just complaining online to protect and create better paths for our people. You ready? Y'all ready for this? Let's go, Dan. Welcome back to the new school year, fall 2025, spring 2026.
We're just going to be learning so much this year.
Welcome back. It's and those of you who are still waiting to go to school, lucky.
Oh, there are some.
I know.
One of my buddies starts on Wednesday this week, so but
yeah, I think Badoni's kids start like later too. Our previous guest, yeah, she said they start in September.
Oh, dang!
I know.
And some of these schools already started like around us a few weeks ago.
I know, and some started in July. Well, they didn't even have a summer.
Las Cruces Public Schools is a year-round thing.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, some people like it.
I remember on the East Coast, we got out the first week of June and we didn't start school like until the middle of September.
That's when you were a chizzy little girl.
I was a chizzy little girl. Go to section 1.
Go to section 1? What's that?
Section 1.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8.
Are we reading Bridgerton again?
Hungry Games. I go.
Are you hungry?
I will be Hungry Games.
Have you read that new Hungry Games?
I bet they say that.
Katniss is just all hungry, huh?
Guess what? We're reading Hungry Games at school.
Whenever I read Hungry Games, I get hungry.
Yeah, today we are going to be talking about rent schools and questionable spending.
Oh, that's rampant.
I think any type of spending is questionable.
I used to be a part of Nahat Chapter House, and I went there and I was asking if they gave scholarships for college students, and the girl there was all like, no, we're not doing any right now because we're under investigation for embezzlement.
Really tells you.
I'm like, oh.
I love that story.
Okay.
I love that story just because like she was all open about it.
Yeah, it was true.
Like, okay.
But then what happened after that? It's nothing. Now I'm at Help Chapter.
Now you're just all asking for monies.
I'm asking everyone for monies because I've got to pay for school.
Skill. Yeah, even when we spend monies, I'm like, why did you spend that? What is the reason? Don't you know we're poor? You need to feed your kids. Stop buying porn. Just kidding.
Corn.
Stop going on OnlyFans and looking up butthole pictures.
Foot. pictures.
Foot pictures. So oh my gosh. So that brings me to social media is where I get a lot of my information.
Butthole pictures takes you to social media.
No. We're talking about questionable spending. I do follow these groups on Facebook, and they're like community groups. So that pertain to, I think every place has them, particularly Sanders and Clagato. Wide Ruins used to have one, but...
Oh, on Facebook?
Yeah, but they don't... I guess the admin couldn't manage it anymore. Probably ran out of internet or something.
Ran out.
I don't know. So there was a whistleblower. Somebody had found some paper trails of these old checks. Well, I guess they're not old, but they're like from 22-23 school year.
For what school?
For Wide Ruins. This is public information, I'm sure now.
Oh, the community school?
Yeah. And our boys used to go there. Like, I liked the school. I liked the lunch program.
And the Navajo class?
The Navajo class, because that's where the kids learn Navajo.
That was good.
They were speaking that. And I liked the community building part, like the after school stuff. Like they would have like song and dance or, whatever gathering. And
Fry bread night.
Yeah. And my mom and my grandma, my Masana would go there. And remember when Grandma danced with Salem at the song and dance?
Oh, yeah.
So cute. She's still going too. She'd probably do the song and dance in her walker.
Remember when Milo did his Michael Jackson dances there?
He did the country two-step. Oh, yeah, he did do the Michael Jackson dance. They always wanted him to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I love that community building. Grandma would go there and see her cousins, her relatives, because she is from that area. Anyways, well, this school, somebody like found these checks and found that there was like over $46,000 on stipends, jewelry, miscellaneous admin perks.
Jewelry?
Jewelry.
And that's federal funds.
And
tribal funds.
I'm not saying that, I don't know, you worked at the public school district, so there was also like they were spending like $4,600 on an embroidered jacket, one, which each admin got.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a gift of public funds. That'd be illegal.
So it's not like work related, right?
Not at all. Like you'd have to justify it. And I don't see how that could be justified.
I don't either. $4,600 for a fucking coat, like
yeah, that's crazy.
Not a coat, like a business jacket, like embroidered.
Was it a duster? Was it a trench coat?
I don't know. It was something crazy
was
like
it Pendleton?
Yeah, and since it was school year 22-23, I'm not sure if these were ever if these people, like if the spending, like if they questioned it, if people were held accountable for the spending.
Yeah, who knows? With tribal schools, it's a little different. I don't know how often they audit or even if they even do external audits.
Question, when, let's just say they get audited for that, what happens? Like, do they have to find the money somewhere to replace what they spent or what? What happens?
A lot of things could happen. Well, as far as like a public school, like under the state funding, if they accumulate certain audit citations for spending, especially, that amount can be taken out of next year's allocation. They could lose funding. They could have the state come in and take over all procurement. There's an Auditor General website that post all public schools.
Maybe that's what happened.
And it could be like embarrassment, like for the district. Like they'll post up mistakes. And a lot of them have mistakes in coding. That's pretty common. But using the wrong codes can mess up the like reporting for everything else. Like as far as how much money goes toward the kids for instruction, for like using the wrong codes can mess up all the reporting.
Do you think that's what happened, or somebody just found these checks and like posted it on social media?
So I don't know. I'd have to see the checks. But you said that they had purchase orders for it, right?
Yeah.
So if there's POs created through their system, it would have to be funding from the school. And the only way, like with Arizona, there's a 530 account, which is gifts and donations. They could have used it out of that account, but still, $4,600 for a coat. That's you can't justify that.
That's so weird.
School.
Yeah, I'm like,
if it was a private business and the business bought that for.
Now the board would have to approve this too. These purchases, right?
I know with public schools, yeah, all expenditures are approved by the board, but BIE, Doty, tribal school, I'm not sure. I think they would have similar processes, but yeah, if so, the governing board missed those, unless it was for the board.
It could have.
Who was it for? We don't know.
Yeah, well, I remember the name. One of them was like, I don't know if I should say it. It's public. I don't know. My question is, why aren't these funds given to students? Like, should they be allocated? Like, how are they distributed in that instance? Like you said, why would they give themselves a stipend too?
I don't know. Usually stipends are for extra work that they have to do, or if there's per diem, like that kind of stuff. But giving it to students,
I think there was like $46,000. There was more than $46,000 that was spent. But I just want to know, like, is that like allocated for them to be spending on like teachers or what? Like, why would it be just for admin, that amount? Like, could it go towards the students?
That same site I was talking about, the Auditor General's, they have reports you can pull up for each school, and it shows how much they've spent with admin, with instruction, on students, on furniture. Like, it has a pie graph. And there is a threshold that they're supposed to, like, majority of the spending should go to the classroom for the students. But some schools are top heavy. A lot of schools are. They get the high admin, and it's like a revolving door. They're just in and out.
Yeah.
And to attract those admin positions, they pay higher, but they're stuck up there, and that money doesn't come down.
Now, my second rhetorical question.
Retarded question?
Oh my God, babe. Is how does this reflect like the neglect, like the broader scale of neglecting Native students? That's what it feels like. Like we're neglecting them. I don't know.
Well, any school, if they're top heavy, spending more,
I guess any
if majority of the funds aren't going to the classroom, yeah, they're neglecting the children. They're buying more fleet, or they're painting their building, or but yeah, if the majority of the funds aren't going to the classroom, it's.
And I think that's like with all this spending, with all these changes, obviously, and it. I can see it at the university too, that we're just neglecting the students, that people really don't care about the students. They care about numbers. They care about.
Yeah, it's a numbers game.
Profit.
It shows a lot of schools don't have counselors, or they just have one counselor. Back in the day, there was more than one. And then look at their school lunches now.
Yeah, that's a shame. But Salem's lunch sounds pretty good.
Well, his school is pretty cool. It's the charter school, huh?
Yeah.
So they have the students like help cook and serve the food, and
yeah,
they even like the kids get their food handlers permits, and they do caterings, and so that's
and they
pretty
get
cool.
paid for catering.
Yeah,
they pay them. So he's going to a good school right now.
That's cool. But with public schools, that's not allowed.
And then my last question is that why does this happen, and why is there no accountability?
That's a good question.
Yep.
It happens because of the oversight. I think a lot of they don't find out until it's too late, and then they're just reactive. They're trying to cover and do damage control and cover their own asses. Like, oh, I didn't know that happened. Well, how did you not know? Like, if as in a managerial or leadership position, if that's happening under your watch, then it's your fault. Like, you should be held accountable. But a lot of them, they don't.
I think nobody is being held accountable for any actions nowadays. But also, too, as well, aren't these numbers brought to public notice at the board meetings?
Yeah, they are.
So where are the parents in that?
Yeah,
where's the public?
But on
where's
some
the
of these
community?
These positions that should be held accountable, the board can elect, and they often do, to go into executive session. So whatever they talk about back there in executive session, no one hears about it. So they make their decisions, and then the ball rolls on from there. But yeah, I think if the community showed up and demanded to know what happened, and urged the board not to go into the executive session, and the community want to be a part of these decisions and just know about them, they need to show up to the meetings.
Yeah. And we're going to talk more about that later too, of what you can do. But this ties into like the misusage of funds. It creates that cycle of mistrust and underdevelopment in Native education. So we talk about corruption and neglect at border schools. And obviously, as you guys know, Gabe and I have worked at a border school between the Navajo Nation and the state of Arizona.
That's like a double border. We had the tribal border, the state border.
And you probably know more about this. Was the tribe at all involved? Can they be involved if it's a state school where we worked at?
Not really, but I think they could. That would be good if they...
Because the high school's on native land, right?
No, that's the state land, but it's checkerboard. You know how Sanders is like super checkerboard? Like, where the middle school is, like right behind that's native land. But middle schools, same with the high school, not Atzil, that whole area. The high school is state.
That's so weird to me.
It's super weird.
It's super weird. And we often experience, well, I did more so than you. Yours probably more the business aspect where you've seen some shit, I'm sure.
Experience what?
Like corruption.
Oh, yeah. I always hear about like different schools, and then even our own, like.
Yeah. As a teacher, God, I don't even know where to begin with that. I mean, like.
Yeah, talk about accountability there. Huh?
Talk about accountability. And we've learned some information too. Not sure what we can and can't say, but again, like these issues were they not like, they weren't brought to the forefront like at the board meetings, but like we have these administrators forcing staff resignations, to cover their own asses. That's what happens. Mm-hmm. I've seen it.
Yeah, and then they force those resignations also so to avoid like unemployment.
That's so dumb, though. Like,
that's stupid.
If an employee steals funds, wouldn't they lose like the opportunity to get unemployment? Didn't you say you had that one as a manager once where you had to go to court because
that was in retail, and I had the guy.
What did the guy do first?
He was stealing product and then giving out product to his friends. They would go in the store and he'd give them like a bag of shit, and then they'd leave. And then I found out about it, and
did it take you long?
No, not really. And I confronted him. He admitted to it all, and then he filled out a statement. And then I took his keys, and he was fired, terminated. And then he went to claim unemployment, and then took us to court. So when I went to court, I just showed the judge the statement he wrote, and
what does the statement say?
It said like I stole this product and gave product out to friends.
Damn, it's crazy how you got him to sign that, because
he wrote it all out, and then I read it and he signed it, and then I just stamped it in, time stamped it, and I filed it. So when he was gone, like a couple months later, that's when I got subpoenaed, and I went in, and the judge read it, and he asked the guy, and this happened here in Las Cruces in 2004.
Oh, wow.
So the judge asked the guy, like, did you write this? And he's all, yeah. And he's all, okay, well, you're not getting anything. Like, it's over.
Like, we all know not to say that. Like, he's stupid.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he did. It made it easier for me.
Right. So there's just like a lot of that going on even in public schools, because we see it from personal experiences. The mismanagement of funds, the principals avoiding parent meetings, because that's oftentimes happens. I've seen it.
What I've always hated was these large purchases. And when they were questioned, they're just like, oh, that's grant money. Like, it's grant money. It's not coming out of our like M&O budget, or it's just grant money.
Yeah.
But that's still a waste. Like, that could go to the kids in a much better way. The skid marks. In a much better way, but no. And then after they leave and that program's done with, like I remember they bought all these giant like iPad charging carts, and those were like $8,000 one cart, and they'd buy like,
dang, and they
like
didn't
40
even
of them.
last long.
No, and we ended up auctioning them all off and just got rid of all of them because they weren't even compatible to the current.
Exactly. Technology's always changing.
Yeah, every 6 months your shit's outdated if you have something 6 months old.
How much did you sell those carts for? Do you remember?
I bundled them, so we did like 10 carts for like $100.
Oh my God. Yeah. And they were how much each again?
They're like $8,000 each.
Jeez. Like, talk about, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a waste.
Oof.
It was like it hurt.
Yeah.
Like, we spent all this on this.
And the thing is that these kids we don't go anywhere anymore. Like, everything's always like,
well, everything's
can't do that.
A liability.
Can't go where, yeah, everything's a liability.
Because, shit happens. These kids do things on trips. That cancels a lot. Or parents get upset on these trips. Or teachers get, there's all these factors.
All factors, yeah. Because I know, and it's so weird how we're like this now. But, as an eighth grader, we went to fucking Mexico. Like, that was our end of the year school trip for honor students.
To Juarez or Tijuana?
No.
Deep in.
We did go to the Baja, California. I can't remember what town we went to.
It's pronounced Baja.
Baja. That's where I almost died. I almost drowned. I got caught in the riptide.
You almost drowned in the sand?
In the riptide. I would have gotten out of the riptide, but somebody didn't know how to swim in the riptide who was with me, and
they were pulling you down.
She was trying to save herself in the process, tried to kill me.
You're like, I could have drowned it, Gilbert.
I could have. And the principal's like, I was wondering why you guys were splashing.
I was watching you guys drown.
And I'm like thinking, how are you going to explain this if we died to our parents? That's probably what happened.
What was the movie? It's always a meme too. Oh, I think it was Dolph Lundgren. Like he's all, if he dies, he dies.
But I mean, yeah, it's a huge liability. Look at, I think the whole going places, that Natalie Holloway story. Remember in Aruba?
Aruba, yeah. That's what you
kind of like ruined it for everyone too. Yeah, I did go there. That's a story for another time.
I remember some students, it was a sporting trip, and they went to Globe and they stayed at a hotel, and then they did something like threw sodas in the stairwell, and they caused damage, and it was just like embarrassing.
Oh my God, I was one of those kids.
Really?
Should I talk about it?
Oh, when you were a kid, what statute of limitations? What, 3 years?
I was in 7th grade.
So that was like 4 years ago. Okay.
And I went to Ganado at the time, and I went to...
You were a hornet?
We were going to Phoenix, Castles and Coasters.
Oh, I remember that place. It's still there, huh?
It's still there. And
it's better than Uncle Cliff's.
Naughty there. Oh my God. It was only that we had our hotels or whatever, and we decided to throw water balloons out of our 4th story window.
Oh, cool.
Just like onto the cars. And then we started, like, it went from cars to just people walking. We started aiming for those people.
Yeah, you guys are crazy.
I initiated those things. I was so naughty.
Did you hit anyone?
I think I hit a couple people. It was hilarious. Well, when you're 12 years old, like, it's fucking funny.
And it was in Phoenix. It's hot. Like,
yeah.
If I got splashed by a nice cold water balloon, I'd be like, thank you.
But at the same time, you're like, what the fuck was that?
I'm gonna
sue this hotel.
I'm gonna sue the school.
Well, the next day, somebody said that one of the water balloons we threw out cracked a window or something. I'm like, there's no way. Do you think there's a possibility?
Yeah, if you put the water balloon in a freezer and froze it solid, and then you threw it out. Yeah, probably.
I was like, there's no way that could have happened. Like, I didn't throw anything out of the ordinary, but it was us in the room next to us. We were just throwing water balloons out the window. And I was like, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember throwing anything like it was
a rock
just it was just water balloons. So we had to stay behind on the bus. It was like 5 of us, and they're all like,
dang. So you had to stay in the bus while people went into
Castles and Coasters,
and the bus is all hot.
Well, the teacher had stayed on. She was yelling at us, and she's all rezzed out too. She was all, who is the one who initiated this? You guys cracked a windshield.
Were you like,
and I was like, not me.
It was I.
No, these other 2 that were in the other room said it was like 3 of us, the 3 that were in the room. And they got like let off the bus. They went to Castles and Coasters, and then I stayed behind. And they're just like, she's just all like lecturing us, like, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to act like adults. And we're all 12.
You're all picking your nose and eating it when she's talking to you.
Ew, I did not do that. That was my sister.
That was 13.
I was 13. Stupid. Yeah, but then it got real hot. We only stayed on there for like 10 minutes, and she couldn't even handle it herself.
Oh, yeah, that's like,
so she's like,
torture.
She goes, let this be a warning. Next time you're not going to be allowed to go. And she goes, go on.
She's all, you're lucky I didn't bring my deodorant. We would have stayed in here another 5 more minutes.
So she let us go into Castles and Coasters, and that's where I was just naughty there too. Like,
Dang, doesn't learn.
But I don't understand. Well, I did think it was funny when we went golf cart or go-kart racing.
Mm-hmm. Go-kart, like Mario Kart.
And the guys were like, when you come like back in, like hit the brakes.
Oh, don't ram the person.
Yeah, don't ram the person.
Yeah, they always say that.
And I had somebody with me who was hyping me up, like encouraging me to be bad. So of course, like when I came in, I rammed the person in front of me on purpose. And we had taken our seatbelts off, so we all jolted forward. Like it was funny. Like it hurt, but it was funny.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "You get out, never come back here again." And I'm like, "Why?" Like it was. Why? Stupid. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was just laughing and I just like took off. And then
naughty girl.
And then in the arcade, like I had this yo-yo I won from playing the games. Like I picked a yo-yo as a prize. And I was trying to do this one trick. And I ended up spinning it around like I was doing
like a lasso.
Like a lasso. I was twirling it around and the end broke off. Smacked this guy in the forehead. he was like, "Oh, like
gotta."
And then his bros were all looking around to see where it came from or who did it. Like I didn't do it on purpose, but I was swinging it around. And then I was all pretending I got hurt so they wouldn't like really.
You laid down?
No, I was like messing with my finger. And guys like, "Oh," and they sat him down and everything. They're like, "What was that?"
Probably had a concussion.
Oh my God, that was so fun.
Hematoma.
Yeah, when there was other naughty things we were doing in the hotel room, like, God.
See, that's why these trips don't happen anymore.
Exactly because of me.
Ganado's all, "We don't go on trips to Phoenix anymore."
Right, because of me. Oh my God, I was so naughty. The good times though. I was just being a kid. I wasn't allowed to do that, and it was just being away and being rebellious.
Rebel without a cause.
And plus, like getting the attention too.
Yeah, look what I can do.
Mm-hmm. And then everybody's just like hyping me up, and yeah. I was a naughty girl. I don't know how we got off on that, but that was funny. Hope you guys enjoyed that story.
Yoey, I'm scared.
Now, you mentioned earlier about the lunches that these public schools get. They are atrocious. But we've known that.
Yeah. But when we were kids, it wasn't like that.
No, it wasn't.
I remember
school lunches being good.
Well, I think back then, like they had a crew. This was in Sanders. They had a crew and they were employees of the school district, and they did a lot of things from scratch. And now they have they contract out these food service management companies, and everything's just like heated up. Like,
oh yeah.
It's in a box and they heat it up and
they give like 2 tater tots.
I don't get that because there's portion sizes they're supposed to follow, but I see pictures of these trays even when the boys were
even at St. John's.
At St.
Remember?
John's, yeah.
It was gross. I'm like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, how can they get away with this?
And then they'd always come home all hungry, having headaches because they've been starving all day.
Remember when one called me and said he didn't get any pizza?
Oh my God, that's our middle. You fell for it.
I went to the school and was yelling at the principal, and then he had a plate of pizza and he's like, "There's pizza. I just went and got some. What's he mean?" And then he came in and I asked him, he's all, "Yeah." I'm like, what the fuck?
You're all yelling at the principal for no reason. He had seconds too.
Yeah, he did. He had
you?
seconds, and then he called and told me they didn't give him anything, only salad.
Yeah, you're all, "Papa's coming," and the kids are all like, "Yeah." And then, did you still take him out?
I still checked them out, and I went and got them Chick-fil-A or something.
Oh my God, you're so nice.
And then I found out later that Like, I'm just gonna smash this little boy's.
Smash this lunch in his face.
But that was funny.
Because, that was like the boy who cried wolf. But like Salem's pretty honest, and he would take pictures of his school lunches. I think he has some posted on his Instagram, but it's pretty atrocious. And now some anonymous member has been posting the school lunches on the community page.
Anonymous member of
the community.
Oh,
like,
okay.
They didn't give their name, but it's become exhausting, like seeing those pictures on a daily. Like, why are you fucking complaining on Facebook? Like, why not go to the school? You can talk to the principal. You can.
That's a keyboard warrior. Like, they just post, like, that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, complaining about it.
You got to go to the school board meeting.
Yeah, or talk to the principal at a school level. Be like, this is unacceptable. Like, how is this supposed to keep our kids full throughout the day?
They could even ask to go to one of the lunches, because you can go in as a parent and buy, what's like $5?
Yep.
Buy a tray, and I bet they'll scoop it up and be all heaping. But if you just get a tray that your kids get and then just watch them, I know a lot of the kids waste a lot of food.
Yeah. So that was annoying seeing that a couple weeks ago, like seeing someone post it on the daily.
Yeah.
I think they've stopped because there was a lot of complaints. Like,
they ran out of storage.
Well, they stopped posting it on the
social media.
The group website because everybody, like, we just started complaining about it. Like, this is getting annoying. Like, stop complaining to us, because there's literally nothing we can do. And if, I understand trust, like, we know that taking school lunches every day is not cheap. It's not like when we were kids, because I used to take school lunches almost on a daily. Like, the cafeteria lunch was like gourmet. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, my mom putting milk in that thermos. But having the cool lunch boxes was always, like, sweet. Like, every year, like, fuck yeah, I'm going to take my...
Dukes of Hazzards.
You had Dukes of Hazzards?
I think I did. And I had He-Man.
Oh, I had Care Bears. I had My Little Pony.
Did you have Toy Story?
I had Barbie. Toy Story. Stupid. I'm just trying to think when that came out. I don't think so. No, we're children of the 80s, so we had the cool lunch boxes.
Ghostbusters.
And I remember my mom would put milk
in the thermos
because, nutrition was...
But hey, it was still cold, right?
Was it? It was warm, wasn't it?
But once milk was put in there, it always smelled like milk, even if you had water in it or juice.
Oh my God, it would stink so bad.
And back then it was all whole milk.
Yeah, but we still like took school lunches every day, and they were good. Like, Mom always put like Star Crunch. That was my favorite snack.
Oh yeah,
I'd always eat that first.
It's like Jackson when we send him with.
Yes.
He just eats the cookie. And then all the other food's still there. Like, and then I'd tell them, like, can you guys make sure he eats? They're like, yeah, but there's like 15 other kids there.
I know. But school lunches when we were kids, I'm sure were cheaper than buying cafeteria food.
Yeah, that's why that was another option.
And did you have reduced lunch?
I think so.
Okay, because I did too. So it was like 35 cents for
a tray.
Yeah. Or I don't know how. I think breakfast was like 35 cents and lunch was like 45 cents. Yeah, it was something like that. So yeah, I think the lunches, it's like you can, I don't know, maybe buy bologna and cheap bread. But you never know like what people's story is at home. Like, that could be for dinner, in some situations that is, or that they have like ramen noodles for dinner. I know because I've lived in those times. There were times when there was like chocolate syrup for dinner. It was crazy times. And And I'm not talking about as like kid. This is as I became a teenager.
You have some syrup sandwiches.
Yep. But yeah, it's just like, stop complaining about it. Do something. Like social media doesn't get you anywhere. It's not like the school's looking at it. It's not like the board is looking at it and being like, you know what?
You get likes.
Oh.
You get thumbs up.
Oh.
And that gives you validation.
Okay.
That makes your popularity go up.
Yeah. It does.
That's true.
It?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go to the board meetings. Because a lot of these food service management companies have contracts with the school for years, 5 years.
And then who does, like, I remember one year you did, you do bids, right?
Mm-hmm.
For.
Yeah, that big a contract you have to go out to bid. And that was a 5-year bid.
And then what about the use of like styrofoam as trays, or like whether or not the kitchen's going to be doing trays and washing the dishes?
Yeah, that's all in the contract. In the bid, you put everything you need to in the contract, and then if whatever company wins, they sign the offer and acceptance, and that means they agree to everything in that contract, and they gotta go by it.
But also, what pisses me off is that when they were using styrofoam as trays, the reason behind it is because they said they didn't have time to wash dishes. And I'm like, we used to make everything from scratch, wash the damn dishes. What happened? Like,
it's just a lot of these companies, they'll cut back on labor first. That's the first thing they cut.
Oh.
And it's just lazy.
Yeah, and it's so sad that this corrupt system isn't just like random bad apples. It's just a pattern of schools serving Native kids too, like when it happens within the Native community or Indigenous communities, because it's already like their home lives. I'm sure they're already suffering from economic hardship. So them not like having that adequate nutrition in the schools is really bothersome. I mean, that's just one of the many. I mean, it's not just about school lunches. It's about everything else in between. I mean, the lack of resources that are in the classrooms.
I wish schools would start taking the money, the revenue made from these cannabis shops.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them won't take it.
Yeah, they won't.
Stupid.
And it's just it's there, and it's if it's legal in your state or whatever for recreational marijuana, then that revenue made from those taxes should go to the schools. And same with casino too. Casino money, like tribal. Where does that go?
Who knows where that goes?
I was hoping it'd go for infrastructure or internet, but we see how those roads are.
So that leads into the next topic I want to discuss that happened to me personally, that happened to you personally. And that is with available resources.
What's that mean?
Like scholarships.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I've been in school for over 20 years.
God damn.
Not like back to back. But I started back in...
You're a professional student.
I started back in 2002. I really wanted to be a lifelong student. That was a goal of mine just because I liked learning.
Well, yeah, you can learn.
I can still do that. Mm-hmm. But I'd have like $1 million in student loan debt.
Just get a library card.
But in the process of starting out, of course, we tried to figure out how we're going to pay for school. And oftentimes when work doesn't cut it, or you're just like that non-traditional student, even maybe traditional students have a problem with this too, because I see it throughout the university with students having to take out student loans to pay for their tuition, or just seeing different circumstances that almost everybody's in, just given the fact that we're living in gross times right now. But personally, one of the experiences that I have always had problems with is tribal scholarships.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever gotten a full amount?
From tribal? No, I never have.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Just from the chapter house, what's the most you've ever... Now, chapter houses, they allocate for scholarships, and then you got like our own tribal scholarship, the Navajo Nation.
The most I got from a chapter house was 300. And that's like, what, 2 books? So that was
at the time.
At the time.
Now it's like 1 book. That's crazy.
Yeah, some classes.
How much was your business law book?
That one was 500.
It's insane.
But I found a used one. Like I wasn't.
But still, like that, like $300. Look, I don't think anyone's gonna deny $100. Money's money. You're gonna take it. I would take $20. I don't give a shit. But neither you, I'm sure.
My last tribal one on SFA, I just got awarded, and it was $150.
Yay. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I still need to give you the email.
Oh, yeah. I need to email.
So you can ask about that.
Because I don't get it. I turned everything in. Last year, I didn't get anything. I turned in everything. I keep emailing. Did you get this? Did you get this? And then they have that little form where it says, missing documents.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all mine were checked off. And then I get a letter saying I was awarded $150. I'm like, all that work, just sending in transcripts and all that. It's just like, okay, I broke even.
Yeah. So for me, when I initially started in 2002, I think I went that year. I stopped for a minute and then I went back in 2004. And around that time, this was like before, I filed for divorce or whatever. They wanted a marriage license, the marriage license. Yeah, this was like for the beginning of the semester. And I'm talking about or beginning of the year, which was the winter semester, whatever. And I was like, my marriage license, why do they want that? And I said, can I just send you a copy? And they were like, no, we need the official marriage license. And I'm like, that's weird.
Oh, and were they like, oh, we'll send it back to you?
Yeah. They said they would send it back. And they have taken I sent them my birth certificate and I think a CIB, and they've returned those to me and they stamped it. They stamp on the official documents received.
Void.
No, it would be received. Why would you stamp an official document like that? That was weird. So when I sent in my marriage license, I didn't get that back. And they were like, we're still missing documents from you. We still need your marriage license. And I'm like, I sent it. And they were like, we didn't get it. I'm like, so then how is it that you have my CIB and my birth certificate, but you don't have the marriage license? I did not understand that. It was all sent in one packet. And they were like, we don't have it. And I'm like, that was my only copy.
Now you got to jump through some of these other agency hoops to get another one.
I was young. I didn't understand that this could happen. They lost my original marriage license. And then too, I'm like, as the year progressed, I was like, this is a sign, but that's neither here nor there. Or it didn't really matter. So that was the first official document that they were missing. And so I don't remember if I gotten any funding. I think I got one year funding, and that had to have been in 2007, 2008. I don't remember. It was sometime down the road because they denied me for not having my original documents back in 2004. Well, fast forward and I'm asking, for monies. I think they funded me 1 year. That was it. And it wasn't even very much. It was I say not very much, but it was $1,500 or something. It was not that much.
Better than $150.
It was something. Yeah, it paid for the tuition, maybe at the time. I can't remember what tuition was like back then.
That's probably half of what it is now, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But it did help out that year. I went to school. And then all of a sudden,
what'd you learn that year?
I learned about general studies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But it was helpful that year. I just never received anything after that. And then, fast forward when I'm asking for Navajo Nation tribal scholarship, I don't think I received any going to Colorado State as an undergrad. That one I got a different scholarship. I was on another different scholarship.
Oh.
But we have to apply to these outside resources to get those scholarships though. And so it's just the extra work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, and some of them require essays and
oh yeah,
another all of them ask for official transcripts all the time.
So think like that, but back then everything was by hand.
Mm-hmm.
The internet wasn't booming yet.
Analog. So yeah, you'd have to go from place to place to place.
Yeah, it was so annoying. And
even now, when I'm trying to do an FNA or something, I have to go to the scholarship office. I have to go because when I request it or do it over email or something, it's not done.
I was going to say, even their website now, it's so outdated and it's not user friendly at all.
And if you upload a document, you can't re-upload. It's just,
really? I don't notice that.
It takes the option to even. So I'm because I uploaded I think an unofficial transcript one time, and then it wouldn't let me. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about this because we're talking about it from this is public information. If you try to use it, it's not user friendly at all. And so then I went to the chapter house to get some funds, and the chapter house, they give $500 for undergrads. They give $1,000 for graduate students, but I never was able to get a scholarship as a graduate student through them because you have to have a Navajo Nation voters registration card.
Oh yeah.
And you have to vote, and you have to have that for 6 months. It's so ridiculous.
And then you have to attend a chapter house meeting too.
Oh yeah. And I didn't do that one time. And my mom was there speaking for me. And she was like, they were really upset that you weren't there at the scholarship or at the meeting. And I'm like, first of all, we don't know when these meetings are going to happen. They're always unpredictable. And two, I live in this city. I don't have money to be traveling back and forth. That's why I'm asking for money. Which is going to cover gas.
I had to go to a chapter house meeting, and then my chapter had the calendar up from June.
Of what?
This year. So I don't know when the chapter meetings are.
What about that one time you went to the chapter meeting and you got your 300? Was this Hauk?
This was Hauk, yeah. This was Hauk, and I was the only student there who got up, and I asked everyone, please, and then there was no other students there. It was just the parents getting up. My daughter needs 5,000 or whatever.
And that's interesting because were you the only one who got the lower amount?
I don't know what everyone else got, but yeah, I got the lower amount.
But everyone else got 1,000. Isn't that what you said?
Something like that. The only other person I know that was there, her parents were there. She got 5,000.
Damn, 5,000?
5,000.
I need to switch to how. Just kidding.
Yeah. See, when I was at I got nada.
I got $500 one year.
I got nada zil.
And it was for one semester, 500. And I I was like, this is not worth all of this. Even now, like I'm sure they have those funds, but just what they require is absolutely ridiculous. You have students who are away at universities. They're hours away. They're days away, even if you're driving.
And now they could even do Zoom.
They could. But why require a voter's registration for a tribal voter's registration card?
Well, if you want tribal monies, you need to be putting your voice to action and voting.
And I wouldn't mind that, but I am not on the res right now. I am here going to school. And when the last time we went home was like May, right? Graduation.
Yeah.
And even that, like...
It was like a 2-day thing.
Yeah, it costs money. Gas is not cheap. And lugging around your family who's always hungry, just kidding, always stopping for snacks. Oh my gosh, when we stopped at the gas station, it was like $30 just for basic snacks for everyone. Yeah. It's crazy. Like easy rack that up. And especially if you're doing like a gas stop, that's what happens is you spend extra monies on snacks.
Even a restaurant. Remember we went on the way back, we went on the 10, we stopped at Dairy Queen.
Oh my God.
We thought it was just like hamburgers and it was like $80, $90.
Oh my God. It was insane. Yeah. And we just got meals. It wasn't in like a treat, but like $80 fucking dollars. It was crazy.
And it wasn't even good.
Yeah. So all of that traveling by far takes the most money. And so when I tried to get that voter's registration too, I remember when I tried to do that and I said, I called ahead of time because they said they have an office out in Albuquerque.
Oh yeah.
So we drove through Albuquerque, had to take a day off to do this, drove to Albuquerque and their office wasn't even open. So we're like, you know what? I think we can make it to Winter Rock. Let's go there because this is during business hours. We made it during business hours, but they were closed.
Yeah, and then the Winter Rock, what's that? 3-hour drive.
So I was like,
Rocks.
When am I going to have time to do this? There's literally no time at all. And then you take a day off thinking, well, it's a business day. They should be in the office. And then we find out their office wasn't going to be open until the following Tuesday. And we're like, why? So, see, there's so many factors that it doesn't... They think like we have all this time in the world and that we can do this whenever we can. They don't think about like all the hard work that we're actually doing, like all of the hours that we're going to school for. But that also leads to this time around when right now the financial need analysis is part of the requirement for the tribal scholarships. They have a list of requirements and the financial need analysis or the FNA is a required part of it when you're doing the application. So that means that you go to your university's financial aid office and then they answer all the questions of like how much your tuition is, what the cost of housing is going to be like for you, food. They factor in all those amounts and then they go by what it says in like how when you uploaded your FAFSA online.
FAFSA.
And it goes by like if you have dependents or whatever, which we do. So it includes that amount somehow in there. And then they send it off electronically. They don't send it back to us. They sign it and send it electronically to wherever it needs to go.
Or by snail mail too.
What's snail mail?
When they put it in an envelope, they mail it off. Because a lot of them require wet signatures.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, it's another hurdle. Because I could have scanned the FNA myself, and I've done that. Scanned my own, sent it in. They're like, no, they have to send us the original copy.
Well, now it's electronic, and here's why I say this. So they have the information of where to send it. It's uploaded into the system, kind of like when you have to send them your transcripts. the university has like, where do you want to send it to? And then you just tell them and pay for it, and it sends it. So in this case, it's the same situation. So they don't require a wet signature. At least they didn't this year or last year when I asked for it. Last year was not a big deal. I got 90% of the funding, which was extremely helpful. This year, I turned in everything before the June 25th deadline. That includes the financial need analysis, because I was begging the financial aid office here at the university, like, hey, buddy, you need to send this right away, because they're known for like denying students because they didn't meet the deadline. And here's the deadline. And when I talked to somebody from here, they were like, oh, they know, the tribe knows, they know that it's going to be a little late. And I'm like,
they're cool. They let us slide.
I'm like,
actually,
no, they don't. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I got a confirmation from them saying that they electronically mailed it off June 23rd, which was 2 days before the deadline, the tribal application deadline. So when you go back to that ONSFA is that national Navajo Nation scholarship aid. When you go back to that website and you're looking up your profile and to see like what documents have been received, it'll tell you. And then for mine, it says documents still missing, financial need analysis. And this is right now, it's July. And I'm like, why haven't they updated this? Are they not coming back until school starts or what? So anyways, I ended up emailing somebody from the Navajo Nation office or whatever. And they were like, we didn't get it. And so I was like, what? How do you not get an electronic email? I was like,
we deleted spam.
Okay. So then I forwarded them the email, the confirmation that I got here from the university. I said, it was emailed on this date. Check again. They said, nope, we don't have it. So then I emailed the financial aid office again here. And I said, hey, they said they didn't get it. Can you resend it? Resends it. They got it. They got it that day. But I didn't get confirmation that they received it, even though I've been asking. Like, hey, can you tell me if you got it?
Oh, confirmation from ONSFA?
Yeah. And how I know they got it is because I got an email saying late FNA. And I'm like, late? And it's all, so you turned in your financial need analysis on that day. I requested them to resend it. And they said, so therefore we cannot award you at this time. And I'm like, oh, hell no. She goes, we can like offer you half, but that's if you file an appeal, and who knows if they're going to approve it. I was like, oh, hell no. So I sent like a bunch of emails like with the confirmation. I'm like, can you please reconsider me for the full amount? Like, I would be grateful for the, half the amount, but the full amount, is needed, because we need to factor in that I got a family and like, we got to live. So, I mean, I don't know. I emailed her and she never replied. And then I go back on my profile and I see that I was awarded 90% again of the monies, which is what I'm grateful for. It's not the full amount, but still. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll take it. But that's kind of the kinds of things that we go through. And during this period of being denied that monies, because I have always tried to get monies, like apply for that, it just raised a lot of questions. And even the amount that I got that should have been justified is that it makes me wondering if our blood quantum had anything to do with it.
I bet they have different piles.
My fractions.
They have CIB piles.
I wouldn't be surprised, but like when somebody had brought that up, Because, we think of it, we identify as Indigenous. We don't even think that we are of the other. But you did mention, you're like, I thought about that. And I was like, how did you think about that? But I didn't. I don't know. I always think like none of this is real. Like
we're in a simulation.
Like lateral oppression isn't real, or lateral violence isn't real, or microaggressions aren't real. Racism isn't real sometimes. And when it happens to you, you're always taken aback. Like, did this really just happen?
Is this real life?
So yeah, that was just a speculation. That was a thought. Like, is there some biases? You're learning about that right now.
Yeah.
Is there some biases going on?
They need to implement COSO or ISO 31000 frameworks.
Oh my gosh, don't listen. I don't know what he just said.
To eliminate these cognitive biases.
That's what he's learning this week, his first week of school. And I know about scholarship biases because guess what?
You're a scholarship coordinator.
Yep. Yours truly is a scholarship coordinator. There's only so much I can do, though. They have these committees that I feel are...
Well, you need to implement those frameworks.
That I suspect can be biased. But
everything involving human decision making has bias.
Is that ethical?
Can be, cannot be, but teams are good. Diverse teams and training. Diverse teams and training to recognize those bias, eliminate those bias.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot rely on AI.
What do you mean?
Like you type in a group of names and you say, pick the best one. Because it ultimately comes down to a human decision anyway. So.
Oh. Okay.
Unless it's a random thing, but that's different. If there's a choice to be made, then yeah, there's going to be bias involved.
So with all of this being said, with me talking about my personal experiences with scholarships and possibly having that blood quantum, it's like questioning whether or not that's a factor. It would be a good research project to see if the role of blood quantum plays in limiting Indigenous students' access to education.
Oh, you'd have to do like a whole
study.
Yeah, because I don't think they'd be transparent. No, we don't do that. And then they're like, hey, go shuffle those piles. Shuffle them up.
Well, here's what we do know. Like the larger reflection part of this is that we know how colonial systems divide us and determine who deserves support. And of course, we see that in our own government. We see that within our public schools on the reservations of like nepotism.
It's political, obviously.
So according to the ONSFA, Office of Navajo Nation Scholarship Financial Aid, this is what's publicly available. That the total aid awarded for 2024 was $25.5 million to over 6,000 students.
God. And I got 0.
I got a portion of that. Ooh, just says it. The number of applicants, this is what's publicly available, is that there was 14,000, a little over 14,000 who have applied. So they're saying that 45% were denied.
That's me.
And then what we publicly know is that there's funding sources, details like from federal, tribal trusts and corporate, like how much they contribute to
where they got the monies,
the tribal scholarship. Here's what's missing. And this is what I would love to find out is for the total aid awarded, like what is that demographic breakdown, like by blood quantum, gender, region, and income? That would be really interesting.
What about age too? Because if we're non-traditional students going back, they're like, These old goats don't need no money.
That's what we need, the demographic breakdowns, because I think those are important. It just, it shows like, okay, this money is being spread out to everyone. And it's not just like pertaining to one set of demographics. It exposes them. It becomes more transparent.
Yeah, I know the Manuelito scholarships just geared toward freshmen.
Right.
But then that's a stipulation from that specific scholarship. Other ones have their own different, like, this can only go to people going to school for education or nursing.
Yeah. And the whole blood quantum thing, as you know, is just a colonial tool for genocide. So that's all that is. There's just so much to talk about there, which we got to say for another episode. Another thing that's missing is just like the insights into allocation disparities beyond need-based formulas. What does that mean, babe?
Allocation formulas means you carried a 1 whenever you multiply to the second power. You carried a 1.
Okay. Do you know what I just said?
No. You said disparities beyond need-based formulas?
Just like who spends, like how the money is being, I guess, divided beyond those needs. Like who's...
Yeah, well, remember...
Kind of like economic.
Well, they are, and that's not tribal, but if you're taking out a student loan, they count that as...
I know, that's so... Oh my God, that's
explain it, because...
frustrating.
Yeah.
So, okay, for us, it's called a financial need. It's like basically financial need analysis. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they put in there too. So when typically, like I have to search for students to make sure that they have financial need, which means that I have to go in to make sure that they are not taking out student loans or haven't accepted any student loans. Because if they did accept student loans, it counts towards your financial need. And then
takes away from your financial need.
It takes away from your financial need. And it shows that you don't have a need for scholarships or for extra income because you took out a loan, which is such bullshit because it's like, that's why we take out loans, because you didn't give us enough money or we weren't given enough money. You didn't tell us if we were getting any monies. And the amount of the scholarships that I deal with at the university level aren't very much. They are not, they're something like I said, but they're not enough to cover a full ride or the tuition for that semester. Exactly. It's something. And that's just the tuition. It doesn't count for like transportation, housing, food. I mean, they do include it in the amount, but nobody knows. So
I know if I saw ahead of time that I was getting awarded a scholarship, and I had a loan, I would cancel that. I would deny that loan.
I know. I would too. Like nobody wants to take out loans, but I hate that that's part of it. And last is like we need information on how funding is distributed across those demographics or needs categories when it comes to the funding source details, like from federal, tribal, or trust or corporate, like how we get those. We need some information about those demographics.
And land grant.
Oh, I think that what do you mean? What about land grant?
How much monies did they get from land grant? Where does those monies go? Does it go into scholarships?
That would be nice, wouldn't it, if it did? But I don't think it does. There is a land grab. Listen to me. It's renamed. Indigenous peoples are taking it back by calling it land grab universities. But there is a website. If you want to look it up on Google, just type in land grab universities, land grab universities. I keep saying land grab because it is. And it talks about all the universities in every state that are land grant and how they, how much money they make from it.
From the land.
From the land. that these universities are on tribal lands and how much they make and how much they put back, like how much they give back. Are they giving back? Gosh, I know that was a lot just to
spit those bars.
Spit those bars. There's a lot of shit going on with academia. I mean, we need to talk about it because it affects our kids. It affects us personally. It affects our communities. It's becoming a problem.
Yeah, and it's stretching even beyond academia. They're attacking the museums.
They're attacking everything. One of the things that they're attacking here at the university is DEI.
DEI, they want to DIE.
Yeah. And we can only speculate. We can't say for certain what's going on, but how it looks is not good. And no, I have a lot of questions, not just as, well, mainly as a student.
Yeah.
What that's like for all Indigenous students who are going to school here at the university. Like, what does that look like for us with our director being gone from American Indian programs? Just what that looks like. It don't look good.
And not only that program, there's other programs where the directors were let go.
Yeah. And we don't know why. But it seems kind of odd that they're gone.
That's the LGBT programs, the Latin American program.
And American Indian programs. I think there's only 4 programs here at MSU.
And well, they also have the Asian Pacific Islander.
But that goes with LGBTQ. Isn't that weird?
They're under the same?
Yeah. Black programs is the only one that's like going strong.
Still going.
And that's because word of mouth is that they had the NAACP back them up.
Yeah.
But a lot of people know that. So there's like, it's just weird how all of this is happening right. Well, is it weird because
look at her.
Look at the administration.
Yeah, top down.
Yeah. And we know like he's getting rid of DEI programs, not just within the universities, but within like all organizations. It just, I don't know. There's so many problems with that. Because as students, we don't have that support. As staff, you don't have that support. Faculty, you don't have that support. I feel like American Indian programs should be protected.
I think so too. And the tribe,
they all need to get together and rally.
Pueblos,
like, what is happening? Questions. What? I cannot wait till Wednesday because I've got some questions. That is when I want to know, like, hey, what's happening? What's going on? What does that mean for us? Yeah, that's the larger concern is that the diversity offices are being dismantled. We can see that because there's no leadership. There's no guidance. I don't like it, babe.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No, and then I also hear like, oh, what is, other universities doing? Like, how are they protecting their programs? Mm-hmm. Well, we have one university that is all Indigenous led. Like, it's the Indigenous population is really huge. So it's going to be protected. But what are they doing here? It just seems to me like this institution in particular, the land grab university, is really feeding into like the colonial structure of what an institution should be. And it's not at all like they do these land acknowledgements, but those are just like,
they're just reading.
Yeah, it's just
piece of paper.
Exactly. How are you going to do the land acknowledgement and then have like American Indian
no
programs?
AIP program?
Yeah. So, oh my God. So we've got those kinds of problems. Yeah, this university it's just academia is being used as a colonial tool. It's meant to civilize and assimilate, but it's still failing Indigenous people, Indigenous students today, Indigenous faculty today, as you heard a little snippet of Dr. Berdoni's episode a couple episodes back. And we're working on part 2. That'll probably be our next episode as she dives into it further. Just how like there's a lack of accountability. Funds are being misused. Programs are being dismantled. Complaints are being ignored. Mm-hmm. And I have personal experience with that as a staff of the institution. The lack of accountability. There's none. And when you don't have that accountability in the larger structure, i.e. Trump administration, why would there be accountability anywhere else? With our own Navajo Nation government, mismanagement of funds with Boo Nygren. Like where's the 24 million, Boo? Haja?
Icing's on the cake.
So yeah, there's this like cycle. There's like all of these things that factor in that we could spend like hours talking about all the shit.
Goes deep.
But it's a cycle from res schools to border schools, universities, how the system isn't meant for Indigenous success. That's what it comes down to. There we go. It's not. They don't give a shit if we succeed.
We're just numbers.
Just numbers. I can't believe we're still going through this shit today. So that leads us to what can we do now? Like beyond complaining about it, this is the platform to do that, which thank you all for letting us vent. And I'm sure you guys have those concerns or think about those concerns too. When it comes to your own community, when it comes to your children going to the schools, like what can we do? I think we need to like find those spaces to vent, like shifting from the venting to actually doing by acknowledging the importance of naming those harms. Yes, that's important to do that online, but also you need to really do things that requires moving beyond social media. So action. Like, don't just talk about it.
Less talking, more action.
That could, have you noticed too that like a sense of community is just like not there anymore? It's really sad.
And it's like very difficult to build it back.
But everybody's just always out for themselves. Nobody gives a shit if you fall down or if you're in the mosh pit and you're like down on the ground.
They'll just record you.
Yeah.
They won't help you up. They'll record you.
Judge you.
And then post it and get likes.
And get likes. Exactly. I don't know how y'all are going to create this community. We really need to go back to reclaiming our community. And that includes organizing. We need to just encourage one another as parents, as students, as staff to attend school board meetings, to attend like any other meetings in higher ed or whatever they might have. Demand that financial transparency. You're allowed to, right?
Yeah. And as a business or an organization, I would think you would want to be transparent. You would want your people to know where you're spending, what you're doing, what your plans are.
It's kind of like how I want to, like, what are you guys doing with my state tax or my taxes? You know how they're supposed to be going towards the road. I would love to see like a sign that says, hey, $1 of your money was, meant to repair this road. I don't know. That would be really nice to know, like on a statement. I don't know. It would just, like, I would want to know how the money's being spent. Like, what are...
Like Department of Tax Revenue when you do your income tax and you get your refund, or you get a statement from them saying, like, you paid this amount for the year and we divided it up, like all of it went to education, and
that would be really nice.
That would be cool.
And lastly, for community organizing, like pushing for that accountability, pushing for those, like, these people need to be held responsible for their actions. Why don't we do that?
Because we're not organized.
Man, I just want to see someone's ass get whipped. It's like, like when we were kids.
Go get a switch.
Like, yeah, get him.
Get him. Don't stop. Get him.
No, people need to be held accountable for their actions. There are times when I need, that's part of learning. That's part of growing, is when you take accountability and then you change. That's part of growing. That's part of making the community better. I'm not saying that we don't make mistakes, but when you do make them, be accountable for them. Learn from it. Change it. And Jesus.
That's just good leadership. If you make a mistake, fix it. And
admit it.
You can do it, like, publicly for your organization, or for people to see, like, oh, look, I messed up. I made a mistake.
I'm sorry.
I fixed it. But then I know a lot of people, like, one mistake and they're like, no.
Yeah. Oh, another thing, what I found to be something that everyone should be doing is having documentation. It matters. It really does. Like filing those paper trails, saving those emails, keeping records of complaints, gathering witnesses. Systems count on Native people being silenced or discouraged. They really do. And you need to keep those things in writing. Document everything. Don't just video it and then post it online. I guess that would work too. I don't know. Invest in like grassroots education, language programs. Oh my gosh, language programs. Yes. Tutoring circles, scholarship funds created by and for Indigenous peoples.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
We need to support Indigenous-led programs, and those are all it. And having that peer support networks by building alliances with other marginalized groups, like what I said earlier about the NAACP, how the pressure to keep Black programs alive at the university it helped.
Mm-hmm. It worked.
We're stronger when we don't fight alone.
Strength in numbers.
Yes. And then lastly, reclaim that Indigenous knowledge. Education doesn't only happen in classrooms. It's learning through the land. It's learning through ceremony. It's intergenerational. And that teaching in itself is resistance. And that's what we need to do. So we can't just call out the harm. We have to build something better. Our people have always educated ourselves outside those colonial systems, and we can do it again.
Mm-hmm. It can be done.
It can.
And earlier I said that's a lot of work, but it can be done.
It can be done. We got to do it.
Gotsta.
There's really no point in talking about it. Like, sure, you can vent.
Like I said, it's keyboard warriors, and I know that can only do so much and go so far, but you gotta go in.
Yeah,
and
but
like you said, grassroots. You start. Everything has to be restarted up.
Yeah. Vent at the board meetings.
Yeah, you can do public input and get on the docket, get on the agenda, and go up there and speak. I think you get like 3 minutes. And know what you're talking about. Have a plan of what you're going to say. Don't just go up there and be like, so I heard so-and-so did this and said that.
Right. So in closing, I just want to say as a reflection that education is supposed to open doors, but it often creates those barriers for Native people. There's a call to action that we need to rethink what Indigenous education should look like and hold these systems accountable. Not just the systems, but the people too. Because if academia isn't protecting us, then we have to protect each other.
Come together
right now.
Animate you. Animate
At
you.
Diné College.
At DC.
They probably is.
Oh, I bet if I went to Diné College, I'd get full right.
I know, right? But you tried.
Oh, yeah. It was a mess when I tried. First, they admitted me, and then I got an email saying I needed to do this or that. But I already had a Diné College email address. It was a mess.
Yeah. Now we're here.
Yeah.
But you guys take care of yourself. Hagonet. Have a good school year. Just try to hang in there. But you don't forget, you can always go to those meetings. Make sure you are sticking up for not just for your own kids, but for the community kids too. This involves everyone.
Yeah, make it a good school year. Learn some new shit.
Read some books.
Go read some books.
Hagonet.
Bye-bye.
Academia has always been a colonial tool. From boarding schools to today's universities, it was never built with Indigenous students in mind. But our stories matter, and our education matters.
Our education matters.
Calling out corporation and discrimination is important, but it can't stop there. We can show up to board meetings, document harm, support Indigenous-led programs, and build peer networks with other communities. And most importantly, we can reclaim education in our own ways through language, land, ceremony, and teachings passed down by our families. So let's remember, if academia won't protect us, then we protect each other. And if their systems won't educate us, then we keep teaching and uplifting one another. The Diné way. Hojo. Thanks for listening, relatives. Until next time, Hagonet. Academia has always been a colonial tool. Till.
That's so cool, till. Academia is such a cool till.
Do it again.